Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it may be where you are watching me now. I'm Teacher Oakley, and today here on Verbling, I will be finishing up our week, well, our 4-day series anyway, at this time slot, talking about the IELTS reading test. All right, just to recap, so far this week, we've talked some basic strategy, the format and your basic approaches to the reading exam. We've looked at headings, questions, and true, false, not given. And yesterday we spent some time on the general training reading test. Today, I have not presented you with any material to download for the test because I want you to see the material for the first time, as you actually would if you were taking the reading exam. Okay, I want to talk today about a couple types of questions and a nuance, a slightly different strategy, using the tools that we've been learning this week. Basic strategies of taking sentences and reducing these big, long, complicated sentences down to the most basic, simple subject, verb, object sentences in order to increase our understanding and our flexibility in being able to pick out answers, and also to work around vocabulary maybe we don't know. We're still going to be using those strategies today, but we're going to throw a couple wrinkles in there, because I want to look at a couple types of questions, or talk about at least a couple types of questions we haven't looked at yet. Okay, as I wait for students, come on in anytime now, by the way. We'll get started with practice. I can stop this long-winded intro. But some basic strategies, of course, you're fighting the clock. That's it. In any of the exams, standardized English exams, you're fighting the clock more than anything. Do not panic. You remain calm. But the idea is to use a mix of skimming, that is going through the material very quickly, and scanning, and that is finding a keyword in the question to search for in the reading passage in order to locate the answer. The fundamental thing in any of these standardized readings tests, the answer is in there. You just have to find it. You're fighting the clock, so you must practice, 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 and develop strategies to be efficient. That's the entire secret to success. Being efficient and somewhat methodical about the whole thing. Okay. Now we can actually look at some examples because I've got some students to work with. Hello, Ibeck.
Hello.
Hi, Ibeck. Hello, Jung.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Hello. Yeah.
Wow. Did I say that correctly?
Not really. It's Zhang.
Zhang. Zhang.
Yeah. That's right.
Sorry. Sorry. I'll keep practicing till I get it.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome to the class, Zhang. And Carlos is with us again. Oh, great. Hey, Carlos.
Hi, Oakley.
How are you? How are you?
Hello?
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
A little tired. So I'm going to need you guys' help today. My brain is not really 100%. Didn't really get enough sleep. Got woken up early. So that's my excuse. So I'm going to rely on you guys to help me out today. Okay? All right. Let's take a look.
What time is on Philippines right now?
Right now it's 2 in the afternoon.
It's,
Yeah.
it's okay. Time for
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, well, I'm halfway through my day, and unfortunately, the last 2 days I've been woken up at 6 in the morning and didn't really get enough sleep. Okay, let's take a look at a reading passage. This is an IELTS academic reading passage. Okay, just to review some basics, I open my booklet, I see the reading passage. Okay, quickly take a look at the title. Cure-all pills, myth or reality? Okay, something about pills, cure-all pills. Okay, that's a good indication. First thing I'm going to want to do, however, before I even start looking at this reading material, I'm going to flip through my pages. Again, in the IELTS reading test, it's a paper test. You'll have a reading booklet and an answer sheet, a single piece of paper answer sheet. You can do anything you want to your reading booklet. You can make notes, circle words, whatever you want. I'm going to go directly to the questions, and the first thing I want to do, I need to figure out how much time should I dedicate to skimming or understanding both the content and the layout of the reading passage. It depends on the types of questions. For headings questions, in which I need to have a title for each and every paragraph, I should dedicate more time to skimming the reading material before I start to answer questions. It only makes sense because I know I will answer questions about every single part of the reading passage. On the other hand, if I have other types of questions which will require me to scan or look for keywords, then I can do a very quick skim, 1 minute, to get a very general idea of the layout and the topic, and then go right to the questions. It's all about being efficient with your time. So here I am. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to look at the question types. Okay. First off the bat here, I can see what I have here when introducing his discussion. Now, normally there's going to be it's missing here, but normally it would say, really, it would say summary questions here. There would be some information, but I can see that's what it is. When introducing his discussion, the writer's main point is, according to the writer suggests, okay, trust me, these types of questions are asking, it's a different type of summary question. Sometimes it will just, instead of saying the writer says or the writer suggests, it will just give a paragraph which is a summary of the whole thing. This is basically just a different type of summary question in which they're asking about the intentions of the author. All right. Well, I can see I've got this. Well, these summary type questions, or the author intention questions, clearly speak about the entire passage. Oh, bummer. If I see this on my IELTS test, I'm not very excited about it. Because that means the information will be located all through the test, and it's multiple choice. So that means when I see the writer suggests, well, he could suggest any of these things anywhere. So this is going to be difficult. IELTS trick. Now, they always put these summary type questions as the first set of questions. That you'll have the reading passage and then sets of questions, 1 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 15, like that. You'll have 2 3, or even 4 sets of questions. They normally put a summary question first. Use logic. No one says you have to do any of the questions in the entire exam in any specific order. No one says you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in fact, I would never do that. For example, I see a summary type question 1 through 4, and IELTS always puts this as the first set of questions. It's a trick. It's a dirty, rotten IELTS trick. They're trying to fool you into spending a lot of time to answer summary questions when in fact you should skip it, go to other types of questions, and then by the time you've searched for specific information instead of general information, you'll know a lot more about the actual reading. So I take a look. I see I've all question 1, 5 through 10. These are clearly true, false, not given. We may try these again. It's worth, we did these earlier this week, but it's worth brushing up on those. And I have some fill in the blanks. All right, I don't have, okay, I have one type of question that's the whole passage, and these other types of questions are looking for very, very specific information. So first strategy, I'm going to do these other types of questions first. In fact, I may not even look at any of the information, but I may, let's brush up on true, false, not given. For example, let's try this. See if we can zip through this fairly quickly. Ken, welcome to the class. Hello,
yes,
hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you today?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
But my brain is not working now. But
Mine
anyway,
isn't
I
either.
try.
Okay,
Anyway,
we're gonna rely on the other students in the class to help us here.
yes.
Neither is mine. I'm really overtired, and I feel quite silly and goofy. So if I start telling jokes and getting off topic, somebody just slap me around. I may need it. Okay. All right. Ibec, are you connected? You had a little problem there.
Yeah, yes.
You good? Yep, I can hear you. Okay, let's try this out. True, false, not given. I can go. This is a scanning type question. So I'm going to look at the question. I haven't even looked at the reading passage yet. Look at the question. You need to understand the question, simplify it. Okay, and then you need to choose a keyword that you can find for the question. So first, understand the questions. To understand the question, really just simplify them. Vitamin supplements, okay, bought from health food shops can differ from those at pharmacies. All right, so rephrase the question in a way that's very simple and direct. So if it's true, make a question. Here's a technique. You can make a question, make a simple question, and then see if you can answer that question with the reading passage. For example, I'll help you out. I would say, I would rephrase this to myself. Are supplements bought from health food shops different from pharmacies? That's the question. If the answer is true, then the answer is true. If not, then not. Okay, Ibec, what keyword can I search for to find this information?
I think health food.
Maybe health food shops. Keywords, pick weird words. Maybe health food shops is going to be co-located, so they'll be all together. That's a good one. I agree with you. Or possibly pharmacies, just because it's a weird-looking word and it's easier to find. Oh, definitely. Now, that's better than other words. vitamin supplements is totally pointless, because even by looking at the title, I know that we're talking about miracle cure-all pills. No doubt the entire article is about vitamin supplements, and I will see these keywords in every single paragraph. I would waste my time looking for that. Right. All right, so health food shops. Another key point, they don't always. So this is, okay, not always, but usually IELTS will lay out these questions. They will come in the same order as the reading passage. So these will, they will go in the same order from the top of the article to the bottom, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Usually they do that. So I would know to start at the beginning. All right, let's do that. Ibek, you want to look for health food shops? Well, here's your chance. Let's see how fast you can find it. Use your, starting from the beginning. Say found it when you found it.
Any health food shop?
Oh, you found it. Amazing. Wow, you're good. Okay, so go ahead, read the sentence, and answer the question. Are supplements found in health food shops different than those found in pharmacies?
I think it's not given, maybe.
Okay, now why, pardon me, now why do you say that?
How I understood the sentence before where I choose health food, that they explain that types of vitamins are different between pharmacy and health food. Yeah.
Right, that's what it says.
And in this context, I couldn't find the information that vitamins are different between food and pharmacy.
Okay, that's very logical. Now, unfortunately, it's not IELTS logic. Okay. Okay, IELTS logic. IELTS logic, I'll tell you right now, the answer is actually false. Here's IELTS logic. A false answer will either contradict or half the information will be there. So the easy false answers are answers that are completely contradicted by an antonym or opposite vocabulary word. Black, white, day, night. Those are easy. However, in order to be not given, it has to be not mentioned at all. So, in this case, it does mention health food and pharmacies. You'll find dozens of supplements, but there's nothing. You're going to find them in both. Okay, here's the keys. Any health food or pharmacy. Here, they're trying to trick you because you have to understand English sentence structure thinking. For example, if I ask you do you have any dogs or cats? I don't really mean do you have a dog or a cat. That's a different question. If I say do you have any dogs or cats, you can answer that question yes. Yes, I do. Because I'm asking as in one group. That's one group. This idea is one idea. This is not two separate choices with or. See, what they're doing here is they're using or not as a way to give a choice, but as a way to say two things combined. One unit. So that's this. IELTS is being very, very tricky here. Okay. They're using the actual sentence structure to try to fool you. Another way to look at this is they're giving you half the information. They're saying that, yes, the health food and pharmacies are full of supplements, lots of them, an endless range. They even give additional information. There's something new, okay. All right, that's the trick to this. When they give you half the information, that's another way they give a false response. Okay, that's a very tricky one. Almost everybody gets that wrong, I bet. Don't feel bad, but it's a very good example of how they try to trick you. Sometimes by the way they do the sentence structure. Okay, Zhang.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to let you try number 2. What question can you form? Very simple here. That you need to answer.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean.
Well, here's looking at number 6. Antioxidants eliminate free radicals from the body. This is a very short sentence, so we don't have to really reduce it to try to understand it better. This one's very simple. The question we need to answer, do antioxidants eliminate free radicals? That's it. That's the question. All right?
Yeah.
Where are we going to find the answer? We're going to search for a keyword. What keyword should we search for? Zhang.
Antioxidants, free radical body.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one or pick 2. 2 is okay. You can, your brain can probably manage to search for 2 things at once, but 3 things, I good luck unless you're a lot smarter than me.
Okay, free radical.
Free radicals? I agree. Always better to, these obviously are co-located words that need to go together, and I agree with you. They're going to be a little easier to find. I think that is the best choice. So, again, remembering our question, do antioxidants eliminate free radicals? If there's something that says they do, then the answer's got to be true. So, again, they generally go in order. Our first answer was here. Scanning down from here. Zhang?
Yeah.
Let me know when you find free radicals.
I just see radical.
Where?
Oh yeah, I see radical on the second paragraph, line 3.
Yep. And then again. Yep, you're right. Very good. Nice find, see? Honing your skills at scanning is very, very useful for these exams. Okay. Okay, now, okay, so what do you think? All right, looking at the first sentence here, does this answer the question, do antioxidants eliminate free radicals?
In your body. I think it's wrong because here it's like free radical in our body, and the question is free radical from our body.
Yeah, from our body, in our body mean the same thing.
Oh, the same? Oh, so that's true.
So it's true.
Yeah.
I do have to show you a trick here, something to be aware of, all right? If you notice the language, if the hype is true. If it's true.
Okay.
Then what antioxidants do is work to neutralize, eliminate. These are synonyms, free radicals. Even has in our bodies. I don't really care about that. But, okay, if. That's a problem. Now what I would do, because now I don't know, that's very confusing, if. If, however, if I read on, free radicals are atoms of blah, 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 what they are, blah, 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 what they do. Now, I haven't really definitively seen that it's true. I saw if it's true, then they do, and that's not good enough. However, Zhang, if I get down to the last sentence here,
Yeah.
if you read this,
Yes.
okay. So, here it's very positive. Antioxidants have been shown to combine with free radicals and neutralize them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay? That's it. Basically, you know what? When antioxidants have been shown, notice what I'm doing here. I'm totally disregarding prepositional phrases, relative clauses, adjectives. I could care less. I am looking for subject, verb, verb, and infinitive verb clause. Infinitive verbs are usually important. Okay, and neutralize.
Okay.
Object. I'm trying to reduce everything to its most basic elements.
Okay, got it.
All right. So, would you say that's true? False or not given?
Wait. Yeah.
True?
But you said that it had if. So if that means just suppose and not true.
No, it is true. It is definitely true. Because earlier it cast doubt on it by saying if, but as we know, it says fruits and vegetables do this. Well, I think you know, and I know that human beings eat fruits and vegetables. So when you combine the two ideas together, it's quite obvious that it's got to be true then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This answer is true. Okay. Carlos, give a try here.
Yes. After the release of Professor Harton's study, the number of people taking vitamin supplements declined.
Okay. So rewording this kind of into a question to make if the answer is true, it will be true. How can you reword this or rephrase this?
As a question.
Yeah.
Do the number of people taking vitamins decline after release of Harton's study?
Yep, that's it. Or you can rephrase it. Sometimes it's even helpful to reword it and rephrase it in another way. Frankly, it's good practice for the speaking exam because you're going to want to know how to paraphrase. Anyway, yeah, that's good. That's perfect. That's terrific. Did people buy less vitamins after the study? As simple as you can reword the question. Did they? All right. Well, let's find out. What's our keyword, Carlos?
Well, I will say the Harton, the last name.
Horton, yeah, capital. Any words with capital letters are going to be much easier to find, as is things like acronyms. Well, acronyms are all capital letters. Or dates, of course. Numbers are easy to find, any numbers. Okay, so let's look for Horton. Again, did less people buy vitamins after her study? All right. And again, they usually put them in order, but this time I happen to remember that they did not. Can you find Professor Horton. Carlos. Professor Horton, where are you? Yoo-hoo! Kind of like playing Where's Waldo?
Professor.
Do you see it, Carlos?
Hello?
Hello, Carlos? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You got Professor Horton? All right,
On
Jang, do you got it? Carlos, you're not talking.
Yes, Professor Jennifer Harren at University.
There it is. Thank you. Okay. Faster, faster, faster. You have to get very fast at this. All right? This is the whole idea. We're walking through this super slow. In reality, on the exam, those first 2 questions should have taken me about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. All right. We're going in super slow motion, but here it is. All right. Okay. All right. If we read, now remember, we're after her study, did people buy less vitamins? Okay. All right. I read down to the end of the paragraph. Well, all right. Still find nothing. Even look at the next paragraph. Carlos, did people buy less vitamins after her study?
Not mentioned.
Carlos? Are you there? I'm not sure if he has lost connection or what. Okay, anybody? Open question for the class?
I think that's not mentioned.
I think there's absolutely nothing about supplement sales after her study. Absolutely not there. In other words, we cannot answer our question that we form. We just simply cannot answer it. If you form a question where the answer is true and there's no way you can answer that question, well, then that's a not given. Okay. That is when you know you've got a not given. Okay, Ken, your turn. Number 8. Ken.
I'm sorry, you call me?
No. The other person in class.
Okay.
Hi, Ken. Are you
Yes.
here? Is your brain here?
Yeah, maybe.
Hi, Ken. This is your brain.
Mhm.
This is your brain at Purpling. Okay.
To provide me result in some years. The company going to on trial.
Okay, now how could you rephrase this? Yeah.
Because of this finding, trial happened in the U.S. drug company.
Because of this study, a trial happened. All right. Or forming it as a question, did a trial happen because of this study?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. What are you going to look for? What's your keyword?
Trial?
Maybe trial. Just a clue. Capital letters are easy to find, and so are hyphenated words. For scanning, they're generally easier to find.
Okay,
Trial.
provitamin.
You want to look for trial, you can look for trial. I'm going to look for provitamin A.
Okay,
you do whatever you want, Ken. I don't care. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's see. All right. I'm just going to scan down, and you let me know. I know about where it is, so you just shout out when you see it.
As a provitamin A. That's target.
Oh, there it is. It is easy to find, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fine. So reading the information, obviously before and after. Okay, did a trial happen after a study? Okay. Well,
Not mentioned.
not mentioned. Why is that? But it says,
Mentioned. Clinical trial happened. True.
okay, we're first cast into doubt during a trial, a clinical trial in the U.S.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So antioxidants were cast into doubt during a trial. We're being tested for lung cancer. Okay, and so this says antioxidants were cast into doubt during a trial, during a major clinical trial.
Mhm.
Okay, does that answer our question? Did a trial happen after the study?
I go first cast into no, the first cast before the study.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And here, my friends, is a classic example of IELTS messing with your minds. Because here in the reading, a major clinical trial. What is that, Ken? What is a clinical trial?
Maybe trial related to the kind of medical field.
Jang, do you know what a clinical trial is?
Clinical trial. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay, and
Maybe,
Ibeck?
maybe examine some of kind of pills, yeah?
Yeah, that's a lot closer.
To test, yeah.
To test, to experiment, that's it. Now that's it exactly. A clinical trial is a test of especially medicines to test the pills. Exactly. It's a test. It's
So
an
trial
experiment.
actual lawsuit didn't happen.
That's right. An
Okay.
experiment happened. The question says some U.S. drug companies go on trial. This phrase, this collocation, is for a courtroom legal trial. Completely different things.
So my first answer was correct. False.
Yeah.
So for this
Wait.
question.
False? Is it false or is it not given?
Yeah, not given. Yeah, I said not given. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, you're right. It's simply not given because those are two completely different things. We have no idea if there was a legal trial because there's nothing about a legal trial. There's something about drug company experiments, but there's nothing about a legal trial. See, very, very tricky. This is IELTS messing with your mind. When you study for these exams, you have to learn to recognize their traps, their treacherous tricks. The people that make the IELTS test, they're evil old men at Cambridge, Oxford, and they sit in their dungeons, smoking their opium and creating these little ways to trick you and tease you. They're horrible, horrible people. You basically have to consider it that way. They're trying to trap you and trick you and tease you. That's what they do. Okay. All right. I wanted to expose you guys to some more of the traps in true, false, not given today. Now I want to show you something different, and I want to talk about how to deal with a couple kinds of questions. The summary questions, author questions. There's another type of question called the not given question. It's also A, B, C, D, multiple choice. They will say, the question will be, which of these pieces of information is not true? So, consider. Question, which of these A, B, C, D is not true means that you have to find three things that are true. So you have to find three things. It's not about looking at one possible answer, one answer, and then seeing what is the information in the reading passage. You have to find at least three. So that's obviously much more time consuming. This is actually very similar to a summary question or an author's intention question, because it could be anywhere in the text. We don't want to be searching everywhere. There's a few. You have to basically use process of elimination. You have to go one by one and eliminate answers that can't be the correct answer. A real pain in the neck. The answers are there. The answers are always there. You don't have to infer or use logic. They're just there in black and white. The problem with these types of questions, they take a long time. So, in that light, there's a kind of a strategy you can use. Again, just as there's 3 passages. 3 reading passages. 1, 2, 3. You don't know which one is harder and which one is easier. No one is going to tell you which passage to look at first. It doesn't matter. As in each question group, no one is going to tell you which group of questions to do first. Do it in a logical way. So specific questions, do them first, and do general questions last, and hopefully you will have run across some of this very same information. Frequently, extremely frequently, always, I might say, IELTS will ask questions about exactly the same material. They will ask different questions about precisely the same material. So it's always better to look at the general questions last. Same thing, same logic applies. I don't have to look at A, then B, then C, then D. No one says I have to do that. So if I'm looking at this type of question where in fact I basically have to eliminate one by one, it's like this. I don't know which answer is correct, so the best technique is to quickly scan these possible answers and look for what are going to be the pieces of information that are easiest to find. Or maybe can I eliminate anything because I've already seen it in true, false, not given, or some other information. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, when introducing his discussion on antioxidant diet supplements, the writer notes that okay, well, first of all, I have a hint introducing his discussion. It's going to be somewhere near before he talks about antioxidant diet supplements, or it should be, hopefully. So that's a clue. All right. Okay, the writer notes that most supplements sold in pharmacies or health food shops have at least some proven health benefits. Well, I know right where this information is, so I might as well double check this, because I've already done a question looking for pharmacies and health food. I know right where it is. If I look at it, does it say that there are health benefits? That one's easy to find. So the idea is I know exactly where to find it. If I want to double check it, I can go directly to it. I don't have to search for anything, and I can eliminate one answer. Does it say they have some proven health benefits? Well, you know, if we double check, does it say that? Ibec, anywhere here does it actually say that?
I think no.
I think no. It doesn't say that at all. I agree. I think we can run a quick check and eliminate answer A. Now, looking at the rest, okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. Heart disease, aging, okay. Now, looking at B, C, D, what I'm going to, how I'm going to prioritize what I'm looking for. And by the way, by this time I would have taken my pencil and completely scratched out A, so it will not distract me. Now I'm going to look for the next possible answer, because I've got to look at everything. I'm going to look for the answer that has the easiest keyword to search for. Ken, what do you think? What would you look for? What keyword out of all of these, B or C or D, might be the easiest?
Keyword. I think the D.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aging or heart disease or even cancer, any of these, I think are going to be, I agree. I'm right with you. All right, let's take a look. What is it saying? Only a few products offer real protection. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I have to tell you, here is another, my IELTS, because I've done this so much, my bells are ringing off here, my alarm bells. Weet, weet, weet. Whenever I see in these possible answers, whenever I see a quantifier or an absolute, when I see things like occasionally, frequently, never, always, a few, the majority, I see words like this, I know to proceed with caution, because this is a very common IELTS trick. In the answer, it'll say a few. In the text, it will say none, or maybe it will say many. Okay, so I know I need to proceed with caution here, and look for the quantifiers in the reading passage. Okay, but I'm with you. I totally agree with Ken. These are the easiest things to find: heart disease, cancer, aging. Let's see. Okay.
Against aging, cancer, cardiovascular disease. Vascular disease.
Vascular.
Vascular disease. Cardio means heart.
Cardiovascular means the heart and circulatory system. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so what does this say? All of these supplements claim to assist us in the constant battle with all these things.
Just a claim. Probably.
What's that?
Just a claim.
Just a claim. Yeah. That's the problem. Recent research may show it is all too good to be true. Well, there's an absolute. Oh, it's all too good to be true, but just a claim. All right. Just a claim. So that is not a few. That's just a claim. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Great. I'm totally, absolutely sure now that A and B cannot be the right answer. What am I going to look for next?
Too good to be true means probably it's hype or something like that.
That's exactly what.
Okay.
Yeah, English speakers, when we say it's too good to be true, that means we're basically saying we don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's too good to be true. I don't believe it. Okay, now we're down to two possible answers. Which is going to be easier to find? Again, my bells are ringing when I see very few with this one as well. Whenever I see quantifiers, I'm very suspicious of that answer. Jang?
Yes.
Yang?
Hmm?
Yes. Which, out of B and C, either one of these, what keyword do you think is going to be easiest to find?
Both B and C.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one we find, because this type of question demands that we look at all A, B, C, and D answers until we find the right answer. So for these types of questions, we're not going to look at the questions A, then B, then C, then D. That's stupid. Instead, we're going to find what we already know where it is, what is really easy to find, and what is next easy to find, thus saving time, being efficient. So what would be the next easiest thing to find?
I think diet supplements.
No. That is the worst possible word you could choose, Jang, because this entire article is about supplements. If I want to find supplements, well, here's the end. There's supplements. Here's supplements.
Okay.
Okay, can you see? You get the picture? There's going to be, here's supplements. That is, you could not choose here's supplements. You could not choose actually a worse word to search for.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need a unique and special word. What word? You're going to look for, it's too easy to have synonyms of adjectives and adverbs. So let me tell you, your keyword's going to be, has to be a noun or a verb.
A noun or verb. How about regulated and government?
How about regulated? I agree. This is kind of a weird looking word. It catches the eye. It's easy to look at. Regulated, or maybe government health. I agree. This one's going to be very easy to look up. Easier. Maybe not very easy.
Yeah.
Definitely very easier. All right. Okay, what does it say? Very few diet supplements are regulated. Okay. Health agencies or regulated. Let's see. I believe if I remember correctly, it's in the second half, but I don't know where this is. So, Jang, stop me when you see.
I'm sorry, I don't see it.
You don't see it.
Yeah.
Should you give up? Okay. Okay, Ken or Ibeck, are you seeing it?
Yes.
Okay, where did you see
Second
it?
paragraph, I guess. Second.
Down here?
Yeah,
Here.
FDA and its European equivalent agency have taken the decision to prohibit the production and sale of the number of high diet supplements current.
Okay. So they have prohibited. But how many?
How many?
How many?
Number.
A number. What number?
Only one? A number of high diet.
Yeah, a number. Okay, well, now we have to know, what does that mean in English when we say a number of whatever, something.
Maybe a series of.
Well, no. A number of, okay, well, all right. To prohibit a number of is generally your meaning, it's like saying quite a lot of.
I see.
All right. So there's the problem. Well, there's one problem at least. Okay, very few is definitely very few, strong. Very few and a number of. A number of is like quite a lot of. Very few, quite a lot of. That's different. So here you go. Very typical IELTS trick. So if you don't understand what a number of means as opposed to very few, there were very few people at my party. That means there was 3 people. Oh, there were a number of people at my party. There was 28. It's quite a big difference in meaning. Classic IELTS treachery. That's it. So keep your eye on these quantifiers. This is a classic trick. Now, if I'm really in a hurry, if I've noticed in my reading test that, oh my gosh, I've got only 8 more minutes and I've got 12 questions. At this point, I would just pick C and have done with it. If I am way ahead of schedule, I've only got 5 questions left and I've got 15 minutes, I would probably take the time to double check for this. Okay, but frankly, if you are convinced that you can eliminate 3 of the answers, don't bother. What's the point? You've already eliminated the other answers. There's no point in taking extra time. Okay, let's see how fast we can come up with this. In the 4th paragraph, the writer's main point is that, okay, now you may take the direct route here and see if you can figure it out. Okay, here's another technique that you can use. All right, I don't even look at the answers, A, B, C, D. I might be able to save time since I do know right where to look. He kindly tells me where to look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. Great. By the way, they will do that occasionally. All right. Especially looking at the first sentence. Okay, what do you think the author's main point is here?
Testing, make a test of common antioxidant.
Okay, the testing. Okay, yes, it's about testing antioxidants. You're right. And then to their concern, it can increased risk of lung cancer. Okay, so they abandoned the trials. So what do you think his main point is? All right. First of all, very high doses of antioxidant supplements can harm the liver. Did you guys notice that they talked about how the test showed that it could increase risk to the lungs? Another trick. Here the answer says the liver, but the reading passage says the lungs. U.S. doctors prescribe vitamin A to patients? Absolutely not. Had nothing to do with that. That was not there. Clinical trials did not produce any conclusive results. No, they didn't. They were abandoned. So C is quite possible. Antioxidant supplements can increase the risk of some cancers. Now we have a problem. C and D seem to be reasonable. Now this is going to happen to you when you take an IELTS test.
False.
Sorry? What's that? I'm sorry? C is false? You're right. They did not produce conclusive results because they did not produce any results, actually. C has got to be false. This is a little bit of a trick. It seems like, oh, okay. Of course they didn't produce results because they were halted. The trick here is that it says conclusive. That means they got differing results, but they didn't get any results. It's a trick, you see. So yes, I think you're right. D would have to be the correct answer. So okay, here's another trick. They fool you with things like quantifiers. Sometimes by putting a bunch of adjectives in front of the object noun to make it sound really good, but the fact is, the clinical trials did not. If it produced conclusive results, that means it contradicting results. But there were no results because the trials were stopped halfway through. Abandonment of the trials midway here. Okay. Anyway, I hope you can see. I hope you saw I hope you guys have learned some of the tricks that IELTS uses to trap you, and so now that you can recognize them when you see them on the test, instead of agonizing and taking time to try to think about it, you can recognize those. With practice, you can recognize those tricks really fast and save yourself a lot of time. I am over time once again, but thank you guys. Thank you very much for helping me out. I appreciate it.
Thank you a lot.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.